This week on ASG, we answer these riddles 3.
Predict the futures of crossovers, will we?
Is Japan Transformers lore different, E?
Do these even count as riddles? Well, sit tight, because All Systems Go starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of All Systems Go, the only show that has contestants pitching their ideas to a group of elite moguls in hopes of financially backing Shark Tank. Psh, I'm Snaggletooth Shark Sammy.
And I'm Jaguar Cat Shark Jenny. Let's get started. Here at All Systems Go, we love gamers, so we always make sure to keep you updated on current events. Game Battles, an online tournament platform, announced its plans to cease its services a couple weeks ago. After 20 years, Game Battles influenced a lot of the current esports games landscape and tournament gaming culture as a whole. In their official statement, Game Battles stated that they will shut down their services on January 15th, 2024.
Scream 7 seems to be in some potential hot waters after actors Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera have left production on the new movie. This comes after Melissa Barrera was vocal in her opinions on the Israel and Palestine conflict, stating that she feels the media is being one-sided and favoring Israel. Because of her vocalization of these issues, Spyglass decided to drop Barrera from the upcoming film. In solidarity to Barrera, Ortega followed suit and decided to leave production. The director of the film went on record in a now-deleted tweet to say, "Everything sucks. Stop yelling. This was not my decision to make." Altogether, this production seems to be getting messy, and the studio is grasping at straws to recover any semblance of control. In trying to regain control, it seems the studio is currently reaching out to Scream superstar Neve Campbell to make a potential return in the upcoming movie. The studio is definitely desperate after everything that's happened, and they seem to think that a return of Neve Campbell might fix all many issues.
If metaphorically beating a dead horse was a crime, lock me up. I've got even more to say about FNAF. Five Nights at Freddy's has now officially become Blumhouse's most successful film. FNAF passed Split in global box office earnings earlier this week, bringing in more than $5.4 million more than Split did. After this success, it wouldn't be surprising if a sequel is in the future. Though there's nothing in development yet, so I guess you FNAF fans will just have to be patient.
Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, the new anime adaptation of the graphic novel series, Scott Pilgrim, seems to be not making a season 2. This isn't because evil Netflix is canceling your favorite show again so that they can make another season that is unneeded of Stranger Things, but because the show and graphic novel creator Brian Lee O'Malley believes the show is over and in a good spot. O'Malley went on record to say, "We loved what we did. We put it all in there. We don't have any ideas lying on the floor." Ben Grabzinski, the series co-showrunner, also brings mention to the closure that the season had. Overall, it seems the creators are saying their farewell to Scott Pilgrim, at least for now, that is.
This year, the Game Awards are going to be a little bit different. After last year, when someone crashed the stage, Jeff Keighley, the host of the Game Awards, stated that they will be increasing security measures. The Game Awards are also in a bit of controversy after Dave the Diver was nominated for the Best Indie Game. Why is this game so controversial, you ask? Well, Dave the Diver is made by Mint Rocket, which on its own is very small, but it's also a subsidiary of Nexon, which is definitely not a small publisher, so indie is a little sketchy there. All this aside, if you're interested in watching the Game Awards, they'll be on Thursday, December 7th.
Cult of the Lamb, the indie roguelike strategy game, is receiving a new major update. This update is called The Sins of the Flesh, and seems to be centered around the Devil's Tango. The Cult of the Lamb developers posted on Twitter, "We will add sex to the game if we hit 300k followers by the end of the year." As of writing this article, the Cult of the Lamb has already accumulated 403,000 followers, meaning that the community has seemingly earned the right to do the Devil's Tango. Massive CM, one of the game's devs, commented, "The age rating hopefully won't change after this update, as we made sure the content adheres to guidelines on Steam. I personally cannot wait to see how the new features are implemented in the Sins of the Flesh update."
After the break, we've got sex?
All Systems Go will be right back.
Next up, Darien and Owen try to guess if Steam games are about sex. Wait, wasn't this from last semester? Roll the tape!
Hello. Video games. Sex.
You'd be surprised how much crossover there is between those two genres.
Today we're going to find out just how much crossover there is. We've got a simple game we're going to play.
Simply, I'm going to read out the name of a Steam game, and my partner here, Darien, has to guess. Does this game include the tag for sexual content, nudity, or blur that one out? Bleep that, please bleep that last one out. It's a real tag. Does the game Crimson Veil have sexual content?
Crimson Veil.
I will give you the genre. The genre, based on the name, is vampires.
Then it has to. It's vampires.
I was about to say, like, if we look at like medieval characters or medieval creatures, in terms of sexiness, vampires
are up there.
Vampires are like up here. Content.
And like I was trying to determine like Crimson, is that like a political veil, like a social veil, or is it like personal? When you said like vampires, that made it clear it was a personal.
Damn. So you think if I didn't clarify it was vampires,
I wouldn't have known.
Damn.
A game called Heavenly Bodies. Does it have sexual content?
You're trying to mess with me right now. Heavenly and bodies, like describing this thing that's heavenly and it is a body, but also heavenly bodies can also sometimes be used to refer to astral planets. I am going to say it has sexual content though, because I think you're trying to double twist, trick me.
Unfortunately, it was only a single twist. It does not have sexual content.
It has only one twist.
You know games like Octodad, where like he would control each limb?
You pull on it?
You actually are grabbing onto
You're
things.
an external force that's pulling someone through space. That
Like
concept
around.
is terrifying, because space is terrifying. The concept of
Which
the
game?
where we guess the title
Yes.
came from the fact that on Skyrim has a million tags.
Right.
It's not tagged as sexual content, or at least I don't think it is. It definitely could be. But what broke the straw back and messed up my Steam library forever, because for some reason when Steam sees one tag, they think that's the you love this game. One of the tags on Skyrim was dragons, and that led my main Steam page to recommend things that I would rather not see before I die.
That is unfortunate.
Finally.
I've got something unfortunate to show you.
It is tagged with sexual content. I think Skyrim single-handedly messed up my Steam recommended page. Do you think that the game Cloud Meadow has sexual content?
Cloud Meadow?
And I think this is a hard one because it is another game title that's just 2 words.
This
and you
is
have
very
nothing to
hard.
go on. Here's a hint. I own this game. What do you think about me, Darien?
That does complicate things, doesn't it, Owen?
Now emotions have gotten in the way.
I feel like this is not. I feel like it's a farming game or a puzzle game or something like that.
It is a farming game.
Okay.
It does have sexual content.
Man, you
I own this game because it looks like Stardew Valley, but with sex, and I think that's funny. I look super suspicious right now. I own this game because I have a farming game addiction.
Okay.
The sex is an added bonus, which I do not capitalize on. Does the game Muck have sexual content? M-U-C-K.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I know that game. I know like the guy who made it.
Moving on. We'll do a different one.
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have sexual content. However, I know the people who play that game, and they probably tagged it. They probably tagged it with that. So I'm gonna say, because it's a very gamer fan base. I'm gonna say
gamers derogatory.
Derogatory gamers. So I'm gonna say yes. This is tagged with sexual content.
I like how deep you got into that, and I like your analysis of the community and of the gamer community, which in a lot of circles you can find a lot of toxicity, and that's something we need to work on as a community. I say is not tagging myself a gamer. It does not have sexual content.
Oh, okay. Thank you for watching. Although we didn't keep score, I think it's safe to say that both of us are the loser here.
No, true.
Up next, the cast will be doing a round of Shark Tank as we pitch several potential crossovers to our judges. See more after the break.
And the crossovers that should have happened but never really did. Starting off, we have Jenny with her crossover pick. What are we looking at here, Jenny? What are the two series franchise?
Hey Guppies, I have a absolute banger of an idea for you of a crossover. So here are my two franchises. I'm the Guppy. I didn't realize. Okay. Hey Sharks, I'm the Guppy. Okay. I have Food Wars and Danganronpa.
Okay.
So, the angle I'm going with this is what I wrote down earlier, and I quote, "Kill each other with food or food-themed motives. If your food isn't good enough, you face the dreaded punishment time, also known as execution."
Weird.
Yes. What is your question?
So killing someone with food.
Yeah.
Isn't that just poison?
It could be poison. It could also be killing them with food, like, I don't know.
I guess you could stab
Food
somebody
fight?
with a
Hitting them
Like
on
a
the head
high
with
school
like a...
cafeteria
Yeah,
food
or
fight.
like
Alright.
pouring boiling soup on them.
So is
Fair
it?
enough, fair enough.
Where's the Food Wars half of this? Because it just sounds like killing people, but Danganronpa.
Well, because you have to be, like, because also you can have, if your food isn't good enough, like, you could have them do the Food Wars thing where, like, the food is so good, my clothes, they're coming off, you know? The Food Wars thing, you know?
My real question is are we using the Food Wars and Danganronpa cast, or are we just making up a new cast?
New cast.
Okay.
Who is this cast?
Who is this cast?
Is it the cast of ASG?
It is, in fact, the cast of ASG, yes.
Okay.
This is not to be aired on Kent Wired because we would get taken off air immediately.
For
you
naked
know,
or deaf,
for the
I
whole
assume.
Food Wars, oh, the food is so good, my clothes are coming off thing. That would be really weird. This is imaginary. This is to be, actually, this is not for the cast of ASG.
Good.
This is
Until you can get it together, we gotta go to the next contestant.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Guppy Jenny.
No
Sammy.
problem.
Sammy.
What is your concept here?
Hear me out. So, we've all watched the new Scott Pilgrim anime.
Is it Jonesy Fortnite? Please tell me it's Jonesy Fortnite.
No, it's not. So you know all the wacky powers that it has, vegan portals? Hear me out. Add stands. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure plus Scott Pilgrim. The power would be beyond all of us. Imagine it, if you will. Imagine like Made in Heaven like came in, started speeding up time, and like a vegan portal just opened up, and a robot just like killed Father Pucci out of nowhere.
Aren't stands or stand-like powers already a thing in Scott Pilgrim? Like you have Matthew Patel summoning the
Yeah.
demon
Yeah,
babes.
they're similar. Yeah. Matthew
Okay.
Patel has like the arms that come on his back. Yeah.
Did it go beyond Scott Pilgrim's characters now have stands?
Yes. Well, what if we did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters have Scott Pilgrim powers?
Those are also just stands.
Real.
Are we
Define a stand
bringing
separately.
are we bringing the JoJo's stands into the Scott Pilgrim verse?
I like that idea.
Is that what's
Gideon
happening?
get? Does Gideon get? What is it called? Requiem, whatever. Killer Queen? Yeah, that's the one.
I like those ideas a lot. Yeah.
If you
Get out
permit-
of here.
Okay.
Next contestant, get off my stage.
I know,
Thank
we
you,
coulda
Guppy
done-
Sammy.
We could have done a Jimmy
Don't
Timmy
help, don't
Fun
help.
Hour.
I'm pitching the Scooby-Doo gang, right? But they're investigating Five Nights at Freddy's. So hear me out. So,
Uninspired.
That already exists.
well, no, it's an Ace Attorney style like mystery, and there's chapters, and each chapter is like FNAF 1 or then FNAF 2, and you play as the Scooby-Doo
So
characters.
the time traveling?
Maybe.
You did not think this through all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, but like some characters would be better suited for like different scenarios. Like, for example, if you're playing as Velma and the lights go off, you get a debuff because she loses her glasses. But if you're playing as Fred and he's trying to like set up a trap or something, you get like a +1 like guts buff because like traps are Fred's thing. Or so
Fred
like
does love traps.
yes,
This
he
is
does.
this is pretty thorough. Gotta
Yeah.
admit.
This is
Yeah.
true. Fred does love
So-
traps.
And there would
doesn't?
be a DLC for Sister Location and
You already planned DLC?
Yeah.
That is scumbag behavior right there.
Exactly.
Pre-planned DLC before development even start. Next contestant.
Kudos.
Oh boy, here we go.
Put on the DS.
Here, and also I have a graphic. If whoever would be so kind to put that on the screen.
Did not get it.
No graphics.
Ah, crap baskets. Anyways, so my pitch is actually a comic book. So my pitch for this comic book is called JLA versus the Terminator, and it is a sequel to a comic from the 2000s called Superman versus the Terminator: Death to the Future, and it's set around the time of like the 2000s Grant Morrison Justice League run, hence JLA, and has John Connor, a little bit older than he was in the previous comic, coming to the League for help because Terminators are showing up again. So the League has to pretty much get everyone they can to fight off a new breed of Terminator known as a T-Mazo, which is Terminators based on Amazo's schematics, meaning that Terminators that can copy metahuman powers. And they have to stop these new Terminators and beat Skynet again.
So your main idea for a crossover that doesn't exist is a crossover that already exists.
It's a sequel to a crossover that exists.
I respect the
Interesting.
fact you had a full fan fiction, but they are right about that.
Yeah.
Does it count because it was never it was a story that could be followed up
Although you
on.
thought it through, we unfortunately have to discount points from originality.
All right.
Because you basically mishopped the concept there. Now, if you did, I could
If
see
it was
if
a
you
s-
had a
had I
different
pitched it as a s-
incarnation, maybe.
Had
then
it been pitched as a standalone?
No more questions. Sorry, Brody. You
Okay.
don't, no more help from us. Now that we've heard them all, we must deliberate on what we consider our favorites. Who do you, starting this way?
Let's start the other
I
way.
guess-
Okay, starting this way.
What a change of events. Honestly, I think I will say this: they were all thought out pretty decently. I think all of them were thought out pretty well. But if I had to give it to somebody, I think Anne Marie's has the best potential. Scooby-Doo cross FNAF.
Enrique?
I'd say the Marie have potential, but hers already exists in the form of the short that just came out. I would say I'm more interested in Jenny's idea purely out of the just how far those two franchises go, and like them coming together would be interesting. I definitely can see a situation where we can where something good can come out of it.
This is funny because I'm personally biased towards Sammy, especially not Brody. Look at this shirt; he's wearing a Superman shirt. That was not happening. But yeah, I'm biased towards Sammy. I feel like you could have funny stuff with Scott Pilgrim characters with Stans, as critical as I was.
That leaves me to be the tiebreaker. It'd be really funny if I said Brody, but I will not because I do believe. I think they were all very good. I think all of you Guppies did wonderfully, but I am going to go with Sammy on this one because I would love to see the JoJo stands more, just more. I'm a Joe Bro at heart.
The real crossover, all systems go,
And
X
Weezer.
Weezer.
win.
I look just like Buddy
That's the
Holly.
winner.
I feel like
of today's,
can we sing that without getting copyright struck?
I don't
Be
think so.
you.
I don't
Technically,
know.
it's just singing the lyrics. It's not
Yeah.
playing
God
any of the actual
said
tracks.
Control
No.
room, please
So-
redact that.
After intense deliberation, we as a panel have decided that Sammy won.
Yeah.
ASU will be right back with
go.
more great ideas like these.
The Transformers have different lore in Japan? I didn't, but Brody sure does. Let's check it out.
Since 1984, the Transformers has been a staple of popular culture, with multiple TV shows, games, and movies. What you may be surprised to learn is that over in Japan, Transformers fans were given a far different continuation of the G1 cartoon than their Eastern counterparts. Today, me and Enrique are going to talk about the Japanese Generation 1 continuity of Transformers. At first glance, it may look like there wasn't too big of a difference between the two dubs of the G1 cartoon, but there's certainly more than meets the eye here. For starters, there was a one-off 1986 special called Scramble City, which is set between Season 2 of the cartoon and the movie, and shows the construction of Metroplex and Trypticon. But this can sort of work in both continuities since it fills out some details regarding characters from the movie in Season 3. The biggest point of divergence came in 1987. In America, the show was given a three-part storyline titled The Rebirth, which followed off of Season 3's two-parter, The Return of Optimus Prime. In Japan, the original G1 series ended on The Return of Optimus Prime, which had been given an alternate ending.
Following the end of G1 cartoon's third season, Japan continued the story of the Autobots and Decepticons with the Headmasters, which acted as sort of a fourth season to the G1 cartoon. The series introduced the Headmasters, a new kind of Transformers that were smaller in size and could connect to a larger body called a Transtector. Taking center stage was Grumdom, a fiery new Autobot and leader of the Autobot Headmasters. For the Decepticons, their breakout star was Six-Shot, the Decepticon city commander and rival to Ultra Magnus. The show ended in 1988 and was followed up by Transformers Super God Master Force. Our future of the year 2020. The Autobots and Decepticons have since left Earth, well, until the Decepticons came back, led by the malicious Devil Z. To combat this new threat, a group of Autobot pretenders led by Metalhawk take the fight to Devil Z's forces, bringing along 3 children who have been imbued with the power of the Master Force and bonded to Transtectors, sent by Crumdown from the Planet Master. Also introduced are the God Masters, who are regarded as the perfect fusion of Transformers and humans. The standout among them being Jinrai, who is most definitely not just Optimus Prime, but instead it's a different robot who just shares the design with the legendary Autobot leader. As the battle with Devil Z rages on, it all comes to a head with the final showdown between Jinrai and Black Zarak.
The next series was called Fight, Super Robot Lifeform Transformers Victory. Set 5 years after Master Force, the Autobots and Decepticons are back on Earth, and the Galactic Peace Alliance has been established between multiple civilizations. To fight against the Decepticons, the Galactic Defense Force enlists Autobot Supreme Commander Starsaber to head Sector 1, while a returning guy Jinrai takes up Sector 2. The new Emperor of Destruction, Deathsaurus, wishes to free his planet-destroying fortress from the Dark Nebula, where it was sealed away by Starsaber years ago. A whole host of new characters and groups are introduced, including the Autobot Brainmasters, Multiforce, and Rescue Team. Also, there's Starsaber's adopted human son, Jan. The Decepticons' new groups include the Dino Force, led by Dino King, and the Breast Force, who are basically equipped with the equivalent of Soundwave's cassettes mounted to their chests. The series ends with Starsaber and Victory Leo, formerly God Jinrai, combining into Victory Saber to end Deathsaurus once and for all. Lastly, there's Transformers Zone, an OVA which follows the end of Victory as Starsaber and Die Atlas lead the Autobots against Violent Gigar, who summoned Decepticon combiners, plus Black Zarak, to be his 9 great demon generals. The story fully concluded in January 1991, with Part 12 of the story pages published in TV Magazine. The ending of Zone's publication was followed up with The Return of Convoy, which sees Optimus Prime revived by the Battlestars to fight Dark Nova and a newly reborn Super Megatron. Operation Combination, a 9-part story page, followed Star Convoy in Guard City, leading the Autobots against Battle Gaia and his Decepticon attack force.
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
Now we move into a personal favorite of mine, the Beast era of Transformers. I think it's pretty straightforward with the dubs of Beast Wars and Beast Machines not being too different. Continuing from there, there's Beast Wars 2nd, which aired concurrently with Beast Wars and followed Lio Convoy leading a group of Maximals against the Predacons, led by Galvatron, who, much like Beast Wars Megatron, shares no connection with the original Galvatron. Beast Wars Neo then pits Big Convoy, Lio Convoy's successor following the end of Beast Wars 2nd, against Magmatron, current leader of the Predacons, as they compete to collect the Anglo-Moi capsules, which were scattered at the end of Beast Wars 2nd.
Going into the 21st century, there wasn't exactly a true continuation of this continuity. Instead, there was a series of legacy media, including Car Robots, which in America was known as Robots in Disguise,
The Micromaster and Binotech toy lines, a manga called The Battle of Stargate,
the Robot Masters cartoon, and a whole host of other manga, comics, toy lines, and other media. It blows my mind seeing how much dedication was put into expanding the world of the Transformers past the original G1 cartoon in Japan. We highly recommend checking out most, and we cannot stress this enough, most of what made up the Japanese G1 continuity.
There's a lot to love, from things like Star Saber's catchphrase, to the fantastic theme songs, and I'm sure you'll find something to enjoy.
Just don't look up Kiss Players. This isn't us being funny. We're telling you, you will regret looking it up.
Instead, here's an image of Leo Convoy.
Take care, everyone.
Up next, Jenica is running the cast through some fake riddles in another of their wacky game shows. See more after the break.
What's up, gamers? I got a riddle bit of a competition for y'all today. I've taken a bunch of well-known video games and added a little something to their titles to create completely new games. I'll read you the description of the new game, and you'll get a point for guessing the new twisted title, as well as a point for guessing the original game that I riddlified. The first player to buzz in will get a chance to guess both parts of the answer, and please wait until I finish reading the description to answer. Y'all ready?
Yes,
Wunderbar. All right, up first. This open world game plays a lot like the rest of the series, but in this one, Link is a gunslinger, saddling up and riding across the vast desert to save his princess and the world. Cam?
Link, the cowboy guy. I don't know.
No.
He's a cowboy guy. I know the original game, right?
Okay.
It's Breath of the Wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now can you give me the altered title?
Legend of Zelda: The Wild West.
No.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild West.
That's it?
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just
good
adding
game.
a little something, just
That's a
to
good
just
one.
to add some fun. So point for Cam, point for Eric.
Thanks for make sure I know how this game works, Cam.
All right. Next up, in this first-person shooter, you play as a boy and his tiger who must escape an alien-invaded research facility after a scientific experiment gone awry. I don't see who that is. Is that
That's Eric.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
No.
No.
I'll try again.
Go for it.
What's that one game with the guy and the tiger? I got nothing. I'm actually.
I'll give you a
that one
hint.
game.
The boy and his tiger are not part of the original game. They've been added in.
As
God.
that's the riddle part.
That's the riddle part.
Is the original one with the boy and the big bird get thing?
No, the original game is the one with the alien-invaded research facility.
Specific. Mother 3.
Nope.
It's
High on Life.
No.
Resident Evil. I don't.
Got a buzz in, Cam.
Resident Evil.
No. Eric, what was the one you said?
Life, it wasn't right. No, it wasn't. Aliens Isolation.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Metroid.
Okay, I'm gonna just give it to you. The answer was Half-Life of Pi.
Oh.
That's really clever.
Thank you. Hop on your horse and play as a piece of toast who used to be an outlaw and is now hunting down 3 members of his former gang to bring them to justice.
Red Dead Redemption.
That's the game. Now, Cam?
Red Bread Redemption.
That works. I had it as Red Dead Redemption, but I'll take it.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh yeah, and the original game is Red Dead Redemption.
I already said it.
Yeah, Eric did
Oh,
say
you
that
did?
one already.
Okay.
Get down on the dance floor in this rhythm dance game and use your sick moves to bring an end to the bourgeoisie.
Dance Dance Revolution, Dance Dance Revolution.
No. You're
Dan-
close. You did get 1 point.
Dance Dance French Revolution.
That's it.
Oh boo, whatever.
It's not your fault you don't know history.
You
Not
did
my
get
fault
a
you don't know
point at
history. It's
least.
just your
Shut
fault.
up, actually.
All right. In this hack and slash action adventure game, you control a sultry, battling, spinning top who wields dual pistols, shooters in her high heels, and long, magically transforming hair.
The original was Bayonetta.
That is true.
Oh, Beyblade Onetta.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you.
I'm a genius. I know.
No, I wasn't talking there.
This app encourages players to explore the real world by allowing them to capture different bovids, all of whom have special powers that are used in PvP battles.
The real game is Pokemon Go.
That is true.
Pokemon Go to the Polls by Hillary Clinton.
Can we hear the riddle again?
This app encourages players to explore the real world by allowing them to capture different bovids, all of whom have special powers that are used in PvP battles.
Did you say catch what?
Bovids.
What's a bovid?
It's
That's
COVID,
the
but
riddle.
with me.
That's the difficult part of this one.
Pokemon Go.
That's a good one.
That's a bovine.
Unfortunately, that is technically a cow is also a bovid. It's a class, I believe,
So wait,
or an order.
the
Can't
cow.
remember.
The
Kingdom
pun
Farm class
isn't
order,
cow
whichever.
based.
A cow is one of bovids. I'll accept it. What I had was Pokemon goats.
Oh.
Pokemon
But I'll
goats.
accept
Okay, I get it. I get it
Pokemon
now.
goats. This cozy farm life simulation game has players take the role of a materialistic, upper middle class young woman from California whose ditziness will make it like so much easier to get one of the townsfolk to fall in love and marry her.
It's the real game Stardew Valley.
Yep,
Stardew Valley Girl.
that is it.
Oh my god.
I'm just going for the real games at this point. That's the only way I get any points.
It's a good way to get points.
Once you see the first one, the easy one's such a layup. I'm so good.
Can we mute Eric
Currently,
for a
the
little bit?
score is
Oh.
Cam with 2, Jenny with 1, Sam with 3, and Eric with 6.
Can we cut Cam's mic?
Real.
Can we cut your mic?
What do you mean real?
All right. This best-selling fighting game franchise has players take control of Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way as she battles the realm's greatest warriors in 10 consecutive martial arts tournaments.
Under Night in Birth. I don't actually know. I just heard Jenny knows.
I forget the name of it. Give me 1 second. I have to I don't know why, but My Immortal. That's the original, and that's not a game.
That's not
a
a
fan
game.
fiction.
That's the added bit.
Wait.
Jenny, do you have it?
I was not paying attention. I was just so stuck on My Immortal, so I was not paying attention to the rest of it.
That's fair. Do you want to steal?
My Immortal Kombat.
That is true. And what's the original game?
Mortal Kombat.
That's it.
Real.
Genuinely genius.
And that gives us
Thank you for that.
a final score.
Do I at least get a point?
No.
for My Immortal.
I'll give you half a point for that. Yes. Because you knew it immediately. So bottom of the pack, Jenny with 1.5, followed by Cam with 2, Sammy with 5, and Eric wins with 6 points total.
Good battle.
GG's everyone. Good game.
1.5.
the next game, Bio, shockingly, we're out of time for this show, and we don't want to go over time watch. So let's get into Cam's Overwatch video.
The first change that they made from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2 is that the game is now a 5v5 instead of a 6v6. My initial thoughts was this allows for more dynamic team fights and more chances for your overall skill to shine through, less relying on your team for plays. The game used to be a 6v6 with 2 tanks, 2 supports, and 2 DPS or damage healers. Now there's only 1 tank on each team, so that means you really have to put in more work as a tank now to protect your team. There are also 3 new heroes that have been added to the game. The first being Sojourn. She's a damage healer and plays a little bit like Soldier 76. She's a very mobile and she can do a lot of damage very fast. Primary fire is a railgun that charges up her secondary fire, which is a hit scan blast that can one-shot enemies if you are accurate. One of her abilities throws out a snare that deals damage in an area to enemies caught in its area of effect. Her second ability has her slide really fast and then jump high in the air, which gives her a lot of mobility. And finally, her ultimate has her secondary fire charge up automatically, giving her huge damage potential, again, only if you are accurate. The second hero they added is Junker Queen, who is a buff Australian woman with an axe and a shotgun. She's a tank, but plays like a frontline brawler. Her abilities are more damage-based in close range to apply pressure up close and personal. Her first ability is an axe that swings and does damage and causes bleeding on enemies. This bleed heals Junker Queen for the damage it does to the enemies affected. Bleed also applies to her next ability, which is a knife that you can throw and stick in enemies. When you pull the knife out of an enemy, they get pulled to you. Her final ability increases health and movement speed for a short period of time for her and her teammates. Her ultimate has her charge forward and apply anti-heal, and deals damage to enemies caught in her charge. In my opinion, she is the character I had the most fun playing so far. Her kit in general is just super fun and just a blast to play. And last but not least is Kiriko, the newest support hero added to the game. She's a ninja who can heal her team and also do a lot of damage if you are accurate with her. She can teleport to her teammates, which is one of her abilities. Her other ability is a bell that is thrown on the ground, granting temporary invulnerability to her and her teammates that are in its range. This also removes any debuffs or negative effects on her teammates, but is on a long cooldown, so you need to use it wisely. What stands out for me is their ultimate, which creates an area for a team, which increases fire rate, decreases ability time, and gives a speed boost for a team. This ultimate is crazy, and just win teamfights on its own. The first day experience, for the most part, was pretty fun. If you ignore the servers getting DDoSed and sitting in queue for 3 hours just to get into the game, while playing, I also got disconnected at least 5 times, and when you disconnect, you go right back into the queue and have to wait to play again. Besides this, I had a lot of fun with the new heroes and all the new changes made to the game. I really like the new 5v5. The game feels more fast-paced and fun. The one part that bugs me is that this game is marketed as a sequel. The big part of the game that made it a sequel is the story mode and PvE mode, which isn't in the game as of now and will be coming in the future. The gameplay feels pretty much the same, except being a bit more fast-paced. Overall, I look forward to the story mode and seeing what it looks like and what they can bring to the table and really make the game shine as a sequel to one of my favorite games.
Well, that's all we got for this episode of ASG. Make sure to check us out on all of our socials.
That's Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All systems go, signing off.